Hello guys, it's me Urahara, and finally Kubo reveals one of the important mysteries about Chuchara and Mayuri. And I have previously talked about this topic in some of my videos, and exactly in this video. And it seems that some of what I have said seems correct, because it has been on my mind for a long time. What is Mayuri's relationship with Chuchara, and how they know each other, especially since there was a kind of conflicting information about Chuchara Senjumaru, and it's still some mysteries about it, and we will talk about that in detail. And then we'll see together Kubo's answer. But before that, guys, don't forget to put some of your reactions in this video, either by clicking like or leaving a comment to discuss the topic of this video. And if you have a stronger reaction, you can become a member in my channel or through Patreon. And this is a good chance to thank again all the members of my supporting squad, either in YouTube or Patreon. Thank you guys so much. So guys, the story started from this scene in episode 8 of the first season, and also chapter 517. The Zero Squad descended from Royal Palace, and there we saw their personalities for the first time, as well as some of their relationships with the characters of the Goji 13. For example, Kirinji was the one who taught Urahara Kaido, as well as Hikoni, who we learned about her name in the Pendulum arc. She was this person and she knew Hiraku. Then we saw Chuchara talking with Mayuri, and that she easily entered Mayuri's closed laboratory, and she took Tensa Zangetsu with her. And Mayuri told her that she had never shown him respect. Then Chuchara said these words, that the security during her time was stronger than now. So this talk opened a lot of questions. Was Chuchara working at the Technical Institute that Kiski established, and that's where she met Mayuri? And this means that she will have joined Zero Squad after the leaving of Hikofuni and the arrival of Kiski and his establishment of the Technical Institute and his exile to the real world, especially since she was the one who invented the Chuchara scale, which was mentioned in the first chapter of the Quincy arc. And therefore it seemed as if Chuchara was a scientist during that period in which Mayuri was the head of the Technical Institute. But this possibility was refuted by several information in the manga. For example, Chuchara was the one who invented the Shihakusho, and this was the reason for her promotion to Zero Squad. And more than that, it seemed that she had a kind of history with Yhwach 1000 years ago, when she said to Yhwach, "It's been a long time, Yhwach." Therefore, these were things that made the idea that Chuchara knew Mayuri after Kiski went to establish the Technical Institute is not possible. That's why in this video, the theory that I went for is that Chuchara was in fact a captain of one of the Goji 13 divisions, and exactly during the days of the first Goji 13, so that she was a scientist and that she was doing her own experiments, and one of her squad members was Mayuri, and he was still young, and because of that, he knew about the battle of Yhwach and Yamamoto, which took place 1000 years ago. However, Kubo denied this possibility that Chuchara was part of the original Goji 13. Also, Kubo confirmed that Mayuri knew about the first battle of Yhwach and Yamamoto by reading about it, because he wasn't there at the time. So, what really happened? Kubo finally answered and said that in fact, before Kiski established the Technical Institute, there was a group of scientists, and their leader was Senjumaru, and Mayuri was among that group. So Kubo's answer explains a lot of things, and also opens another door of questions. So this group, it seems like the original Goji 13, that at a certain period of time there was a group of scientists, a group that included several scientists, and their leader was Senjumaru. So we're talking about a period before Mayuri was imprisoned, and also before Senjumaru joined the Zero Squad. At the time, Senjumaru was leading that group of scientists, and the answer states that it was an official group, but I think it is possible that it was like Kyo Division. There is a group of Shinigami whose only concern was scientific experiments and developing the technical side of the Shinigami, and at that time when Senjumaru invented the Chuchara scale, and Mayuri, as we said, was working in her group. So when we see again Chuchara and Mayuri is talking to each other, we'll understand why Mayuri was speaking in an unusual way, because she was his leader in the past, and perhaps she's the one who taught him a lot of things in this field. But the answer, as I said, opens other questions, like when did Senjumaru join Zero Squad, and also were there other scientists within Senjumaru's group that we don't know about? Because as Kubo said, Mayuri knew the information about Yamamoto and Yhwach's fight by reading about it, because he simply wasn't there at the time, and we know that Mayuri was present within Chuchara's group. So this means that Chuchara went to the Zero Squad after the first war between the Shinigami and Yhwach. Therefore, Kubo needs to present some information about Senjumaru and Kirinji. When did they go exactly to the Zero Squad? And the other thing is the group of scientists that Chotara headed is like the original Gochi 13, because the characters that can be said to be scientists are Hikofuni, Urahara Kiski, Aizen Sosuke, as well as Mayuri. Therefore, it is possible that this group included some characters that we don't know. Some of them were of great importance and headed the group with Chotara, and some of them were young in age, like Mayuri. And as I said in my previous video, it seems that Senjumaru had special influence, so that those who worked under her flag were free to carry out the experiments they wanted. And then after she moved to Zero Squad, I think that protection that she was providing was removed, and therefore whoever was doing dangerous experiments was arrested and imprisoned. And among them was Mayuri, who he was thrown into the nest of maggots. Therefore, as I said, this raises a question about the rest of the members. Where are they now? Is it possible that the fate of some of them was also in prison? This is possible. Some of them might have also been in the nest of maggots. Also, if they were more dangerous, some of them would have been in prison, like the Muken. Another thing, was Urahara Kiski among that group? Because it is clear that the idea of establishing a technical institute didn't come to Urahara out of nowhere. There is no doubt that Urahara was aware of this group and its achievements, and therefore he thought of creating an official group within the Gochi 13, like the Kido Squad for example. But as I said, the question remains, was Urahara among that group? I think this might be possible. Otherwise, how would Mayuri have known about Urahara Kiski? In the end, guys, as you can see, Kubo has a lot to say. In each answer from him tells you that he has a lot of stories stocked whether in his mind or some drafts. And someone needs to stole them from him, because I don't know why he keep hiding these kind of things. I mean, for example, he could have shown us some of the backstories of Kirgi Oppi when he said that he was a teacher of some Shonaita. And in fact, we need some backstories of the Quincy's, and also some backstories of the Zero Squad members and their relationship with the Shinigamis, like Mayuri and Chotara. And just to not misunderstand me, I don't say that he needs to write every flashback in every detail about every character. No, we just need something like he did with the flashback of Ichibi in Yuhaba. And actually, he still has this possibility, since the next parts will have a lot of original content. And since there is a big battle of Mayuri against Pernida, this will be a good chance to delve more in the backstory of Mayuri and why he exactly was thrown in the prison. In the end, guys, give me your thoughts about the answer of Kubo, what you think, and see you guys in my next video.